Elijah.
I'm a young baller. Every
Everywhere, GBS.
Welcome back, viewer. If you're just joining us, you're watching GBS Morning Extra. To keep the conversation going, let's do that through our hashtag. That's GBS Morning Extra. Our Twitter handle is @KenyaGBS. Remember, you can watch this live on Facebook and later catch up with us on YouTube. Now, during the break, there's one viewer called Briggs. He's asking on Facebook, what about the youth? I guess what this viewer is trying to ask is, in this whole BBI debate and conversation, where are the youth?
Okay, thank you, Timothy. In every country, youth remains the backbone of that country. And talk of Kenya. Kenya, we have a majority at the youth. Okay, the youth. One, we have been given chance to come and present before the recommendation, before the task force give out the recommendation. The other day we were representing the youth from the universities. Yes. There are other so many groups coming also to give their recommendations, I think, in the recent time. And already, even before the task force report and everything about PB has been implemented, yes, there is a goodwill already. Talk of the president, the recent appointment. He appointed a friend of mine called Zach Kinuthia from, I think, Nyeri County, and he's a CAS at the Ministry of Education. Another lady from Coast also. Yes. So already, youth, there is a position that we have been given.
Is it too late? Is it too late, Abdi? What do you think? I mean, the guy has been in power for what?
Sure.
Now it's going
to
complete his term.
Sure.
But then a few positions as CASs, would that really quell the noise that the youth are making out there?
Sure, it is too late for that. But again, it is a good start. At least there is a promise that we are heading somewhere. And the good thing about this country is we have youth who are very patriotic. They love this country. In other countries, some youth start demonstrating and doing this. But in this country, this is the only country in Africa that we have active politics. At the same time, it is not affecting the youth, whereby they are always sober mind, articulating their issues in a good way. And talk of even the political arena, I think in 2022 election, most of these positions will be taken by youth. And I'm very happy about the aggressiveness, the preparations on the ground. Yes. And another thing also on the issue of appointments. As the youth of this country, let us come forward. Yeah. Let us come out, because we cannot, you see the greedy in the political arena. Sure. If you are not on the table,
there's nothing for you.
Like, you're nowhere. So we have to fight for these positions, to be always there. For us, the university students, we have started already. That's why even we have the Duale bill, which is a bill that brought the college system. It is kind of undermining the leadership in the universities, unlike before. But again, we have always come out of that. Okay, this is the bill, it is the system, but we are ready to work with it. We are ready to be aggressive in the same thing, if this is the way. So for us, we have started. I'm also asking the other youth, talk of the border people, yes, talk of these youth who have circles across the country. Yes. Come out, fight for these positions, do business, interact. If given opportunity to present your views before the BBI, come out. Because one thing I've learned about the BBI task force, they're always ready to listen to everyone. Yeah, it is a matter of coming together, writing something which is affecting you guys, and come out as we did. And so we have a space, but it is about us to take the space that we have. Yeah.
So very quickly, because we're running out of time, you introduce yourself as coming from Turkana. Yes. And someone is asking, what about Turkana? What is happening in Turkana? We know just the other day from the dailies, Talo Oil is in trouble, and that means that should, of course, definitely translate into not very good environment for business, not very good for business in Turkana and for the residents. How are people coping down there?
Sure. I'm from Turkana East. Turkana, I think one good thing that happened to us is devolution. 50 years down the line, Turkana was nowhere to be seen. Immediately after devolution, that is now the time Turkana was identified. Right. And our capital city, Lodwar, is growing too fast. We have non-locals working there. Right. There's a hotel industry taking place, gaining the momentum. Schools. There's a lot of things are going on. You can go to Turkana County today and find good roads, hospitality in the hotels and everything. And everything is okay. The county has made sure that we have hospitals, though the same problem that is affecting other counties. Talk of the money that comes from the national government. They're saying it comes late. The same problem that is affecting people in Kiambu and other counties is the same problem that's affecting people in Turkana. On the issue of oil, which is a unique one for Turkana County, tallow oil, we really don't understand tallow oil. The political elites have not talked so far. Yes, but you can feel the frustration from the community. I'm coming from Turkana East, where almost 90% of the wells are there, so oil wells. So the problem is tallow company started well, engaging the community. As we talk today, even the issue of land has never been sorted out in Turkana County. Let us start from there. We are not even talking about the benefits of the oil. We are talking about the issue of land. It has never been addressed. It came well. It engaged the political class, religious leaders, elders from those communities, because most of the pastoralist communities, we are being given direction by the elders. So it came well. They made sure that we have water. And I think after every 10 kilometers, we have water for these people. They made sure that they sponsored some people to go outside the country to read matters oil. They made sure that they have built some schools. They contributed. They were giving bursaries and everything. But everything stopped once. So the community is suffering as we talk. And now they are kind of, because if you have pasture and you don't have water, you have to relocate from that place. Then the moment you relocate, you are relocating to an enemy territory. And we have a problem with the Pokots. So every time in Turkana East, we have raids, and even the issue of security has to be addressed. I have been seeing the commission of North Rift, Natembea, so vocal about issues, issues security. But little is being done in Turkana East, especially Turkana East is the most affected area because Kapedo is one of our ward. So I think those are the issues. But Turkana is a good place. I'm telling Kenyans to come and invest. They are hospitable people. They are really, they want to interact with the rest of Kenya.
Before we go there, there's a very pertinent issue that also is involved or is included in the points, the 9 points in the BBI recommendation. The issue of shared prosperity. Would you say, as a person from the region and what is going on right now in the terrain in Turkana today, that the people in Turkana are sharing in the prosperity of the region, in the richness of, you know, the oil wells that have been discovered in the area?
Sure, they are sharing, because that's why, in fact, the people who have been working with tallow, the big people in big offices, they're not even locals. We receive them because they are experts in these matters. But we say these other jobs, give them to us, as now we take time to learn about the big jobs. And sometimes we were so clear about what the community has to receive and what, and people were saying, hey, Turkana, we have been assisting you for a long time. Why are you crying now? This is a national cake. It is not a national cake. It is a Turkana cake. Because talk of coffee, coffee is
becoming another Olidam.
Coffee is a Kiambu thing. And Kiambu people have been benefiting for a long time. Talk of coal in Lamu. That is something that the coastal people have been benefiting out of.
And
so,
the titanium
yes,
also
yes,
in the region.
but there is one thing. It is a national cake. It will be shared. But now, the biggest share has to go to the Turkana people. For the last 50 years, among the last generation, I think now, which came out when things are good, but people can tell you about the stories of Turkana. Talk about the media in the archives. It is there. That is a place that people are really suffering. But devolution came, helped people. But again, this thing is, it has to go in a process. Then the issue of corruption also. There is no a single country in this country that was not faced by corruption. Corruption faced Turkana during the first term of devolution, whereby a lot of CECs, they resigned because there was no a clear structure about devolution then. It was about, if you're my cousin, be the CEC for this position. If you're my friend, if you supported me, there was no a clear guideline. But now, the government agencies like ESCC, the DPP office, they are trying to sanitize the process and the system.
They have their eyes on the ground,
ensuring
that the constitution is adhered to in terms of appointment, because according to the constitution, I mean, you should not be denied, you know, any position, either appointed or elective, because you're from a certain community or group. Now, as we finish, Abdi, I want us, in a very brief way, to speak about youth leadership in this country. And even as we speak and say that we are youth, the youth are the leaders are the future of the country. So far, when you look at Parliament, or when you look even in the National Assembly, when you look at the Senate and even the National Assembly, and even most of our county assemblies, you'll realize that especially youth leaders in these houses have not really been to their best. You can actually count the few that are vocal and that are speaking and articulating issues. The rest, you'll just find them doing some suckers here and there.
Yeah.
Are the youth of this country really ready to take up leadership positions?
The youth of this country are ready. It's only that sometimes the space is limited. And it is very unfortunate for the youthful leaders in Parliament who are sent by Kenyans to represent us, but they've gone there to cooperate with the system that has been there. That is very unfortunate. They went to Parliament through support because, Timothy, I can tell you, all these politics, they're being facilitated by youth on the ground. All these politics. So when you see a youthful person in leadership, hundreds and thousands of youth have took place in making sure that he's somewhere. But now the problem of this country is one thing. When a youth reaches somewhere, now it's time to eat. In fact, the first thing he does is to disconnect with everyone. Yes, so he has now to start with a certain lifestyle, a certain friends. That is now the problem. But I'm telling you, with my generation, the team in the universities, talk of the Kenya private universities, talk of the Kenya Union Universities Association, KUSO, talk of all these other groups also. We have been doing things together. This is a team that is selfless. They are ready always to give back to the society. And given chance, which we have already given by the BBI report, we have done our presentation to the team. And what we are even asking to the BBI team is the civic education, give it to us, the youth, the professional youth, so that we can now go back to our grassroots, to the grounds, to make sure that this thing prospers. So it's very unfortunate that there are few people, but again, a lot of youth are doing good work. The other day you saw the Nyali Member of Parliament, Ali, is so articulative in issues giving out bursaries. I think even it is the only constituency that is that has come so clear about the issues of bursaries. Is launching millions of money every day, unlike the other people. There are few also of them who are collaborating with the system. But again, you know, this is a system that has been dominated by Wazee. So it will take time. Yes, so it will take time for us to digest. Yeah, but given time, I think we'll go somewhere. It is only the youth to come out and claim. Your closing remarks. I'm told we only have 1 minute. Your closing remarks, Abdi, as we finish. My closing remarks is that Kenyans, let us not raise the emotions, especially on the political atmosphere that is going on currently. This is a politician thing. The only people who understand this hotness and everything are the politicians. For us, we have to get the exact thing in the BBI. Let us cool down. Let us not say we are moving from this rally because we are not invited. No. You being a Kenyan, you are invited to the table. That's why you are a leader. And it is very shameful for some leaders to move out of the BBI rallies claiming that. So if you are representing thousands, hundreds of people, and you are moving out, what do you want your people to do? So this is a report, a sober one, and it is inclusive. Yes, it is inclusive. We want to run away from divisive elections, Timothy, whereby Mama Mboga can do her business without any worry. Because the moment we have election, we want in 2021, there's calmness in this country. It is just like any other day. We wait for elections, people to be elected, then the system to continue. You vote, go back home, unlike this, whereby now the election is coming. I'm a Turkana. From Turkana, I have to go back to Turkana. A Kikuyu from somewhere, I have to go back. A Somali from Garissa has to go back there because it's not secure from where he is. So this is the best thing, the best deal that has never happened. It has a political goodwill of the president and the prime minister. Let us work together and see the results. But let us also make sure that the task force and the political elites, especially from the allies of Raila Odinga, let us make this thing inclusive. Yes, I'm telling Raila Odinga is someone that is being respected in this country. Yes. I'm telling him also, be careful with your people, especially those who want to throw some words, because this report is for all of us. Yes. The report is good. It will be supported by everyone. Let us all support and make sure that everyone is insight.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Abdi. Very articulate there. Viewer, we have come to the end of this session. You had it for yourself, and I think it's quite good and important coming from a useful leader, asking Kenyans to be sober. I mean, leave the politics to the politicians. And also, maybe my word of advice to the politicians who feel that they are being left out, that they're not being given the platform in these rallies. I mean, go to the task force with your recommendations. You don't have to go to the political rallies. I mean, those are for sure. Because at the end of the day, in all these political rallies or these BBI rallies, they give recommendations to the BBI team led by Raila Odinga, which in turn submits them to the task force. So at the end of the day, the report, the recommendations still will end up on the desk of the task force, who is going to work on it and also look at it wholesomely. Well, viewer, we have come to the end. Thank you very much for joining us. If you have any comments, suggestions, or opinion, our SMS line is 21144. You can keep the conversation going on our Twitter handle. That's at KenyaGBS. Our hashtag is GBS Morning Extra. My name is Timothy Omondi. I now pave way for my colleague, Kevin Nyariki, who is coming up next with a Sports Extra. Bye-bye for now.